Hey folks, I appreciate you pausing for just a moment for this Transplant Helper preview. My name is Jim Burrow. I just really wanted to address with you and go ahead and let you know that I've got a few programs coming out both here on this week as well as on next week that are considering several topics. To be honest with you, I could not avoid any longer. Now, be it the fact we've gotten just above 1,800 subscribers, and by the way, big thumbs up to you and shout out for being a part of this community, but being the fact that we've gotten above that 1,800 subscriber mark, as well as the fact that I want to continue to call myself the Transplant Helper and have you be a part of this community, it just begs the case that I've got to address some subjects that I don't really enjoy. And those two subjects basically in this week and next week are going to be, on the one hand, the unsuccessful transplant. Now, you know as well as I do, and the majority of you already have had your transplants, that transplant is a wonderful thing. It's a great opportunity. It can bring great opportunities, and it's certainly a blessing. But I also thought it was great to balance that subject and let the pre-transplant world know, as well as their families, that there is the possibility, albeit slight, that the transplants will not be a success. It doesn't matter if it's heart, lung, liver, kidney, pancreas, whatever. Sometimes transplants just do not go the way that we hoped. They do not result in higher quality of lives, which is certainly what we want. And so families and those who have to make those decisions as the patient, we have to be aware of that. We have to know that that's the case, and we can better prepare for that in order to kind of, if you will, punt in those terrible situations. That's what I'm trying to cover there. On the next episode after that, maybe not the very next, but the next week at least, we're going to be discussing the high-risk organ. Exactly what is a high-risk organ? What are the actual facts as to what makes an organ a high-risk organ, or whether it comes from a high-risk donor, that sort of thing. Because I know there's a lot of misconception out there. There's a lot of misunderstanding as to exactly what a high-risk organ, why it's high-risk, what made it that way. A lot of people like to talk about that. They like to say, well, my organ was high-risk because of this and thus and so. Most of that's factual, but some of it's simply myth. And so we're going to be cutting the chase, boiling all that down, putting the facts on the table, and talking about high-risk organs, and then helping ourselves to make decisions on whether or not, for pre-transplant patients, obviously, that it's a good decision to take that high-risk organ. Overall, I'll give you the teaser. It's okay? We'll make it through, and many of you already know that because you have those organs. But on the other hand, we simply need to be educated. We need to understand why these organs are being tagged as high risk. What are some of the consequences or possibilities out there as a result of taking that high-risk organ? That's just two important topics we're going to be mentioning here on this week and as well on next week that I wanted to preview about, and I want you to be a part of. So be sure to be checking those out. They'll be out on Tuesdays and Thursdays of the 2 weeks, and I really just want you to see that when it comes out, and certainly be willing to share that with your friends. Again, I want to thank you so much as a Transplant Helper community for all your support, all your encouragement, and for just being a part of this thing, and for being an advocate for some people and an educator for others who need this transplant community to be what it is. Until next time, friends, please, all of you, stay stronger.